Alright, you lot. Ubisoft already said it. You don't own game. And you know what? Fine. You win legal bollocks. You win license terms. You win right to robbers blind. But nah, we show you really runs industry. Cause this ain't just about games anymore. This is about control, about leverage, about legacy. They want you renting nostalgia at 70 quid a pop, while they rewrite history in boardrooms. Before we dive into Digital Graveyard, like, subscribe and all that bollocks if you've ever watched your favourite game vanish like a fart in a firmware update. So AAA companies want you paying 70 quid to rent nostalgia for a weekend, then thanking them for privilege when they delete it off servers a year later. They want you lining up every November like a good little consumer drone, handing over cash for some broken sequel with a different shade of brown on box art. And when they say, stop killing games, they don't hear a protest, they hear a threat. Cause this ain't just a petition anymore, it's a fucking war cry. They sell you illusion of performance. 60-70 quid for a full experience, then laugh as they rip it away cause license expired or servers shut down or they couldn't be asked to patch a menu bug. You won't drop 70 knots on a film rental, you won't pay a mortgage deposit to borrow a car for weekend. So why hell are we letting them pull this scam with games? Cause they trained us. SBMM, EOMM, Battle Pass, limited time events, FOMO, full Vegas playbook for kids. They've engineered your eyes, scripted your wins, and wrapped it all in a feedback loop so tight it might as well be a slot machine with a controller. And when they pull plug, when they shut down your game, you're not just losing a product, you're losing a piece of time, memory, yourself. Something you paid for, something they stole back. And then they've got gold to say it's about safety, no private servers, think of children. Mate, your game's full of cheaters, crypto miners, and bots named 420 Sniper Jesus. Don't you dare talk to me about safety. Your moderation teams got sacked 2 restructures ago. Your servers are being run by interns. And only thing you're securing is your revenue stream. You know what this is really about? It's about killing preservation. Because preserved games don't sell remasters. Preserved games don't justify that new engine nobody asked for. Preserved games remind people how good things used to be. And they hate that. So they bury it. They file tech downs. They erase code. They sue modders. They kill access. Then they tell you it's innovation. It's not. It's theft. Dressed up in legalese and marketing gloss. And it's time we stop playing along. And right on cue, industry's guard dogs come slobbering in. ESA in States, Video Games Europe on our side at Pond. Same lot who tried to rebrand loot boxes as surprise mechanics like they were handing out Kinder eggs instead of weaponized gambling for 10-year-olds. Now they're pretending to care about preservation, pretending to care about passion. Passion? These execs wouldn't know about passion if it pissed in the morning latte. The statements read like something spat out by ChatGPT trained on shareholder reports and Twitter apologies. They claim private servers are a risk. Really? More risky than trusting you lot to maintain online infrastructure for a game you abandoned 18 months after launch. They say offline mods aren't feasible. Funny, cause modders have been doing it in the bedrooms with 3 plugins and a pot noodle budget for over a decade. They say it might damage brand identity. What brand, mate? One that pushed out same sequel 6 years running and pretends it's new cause menu font changed. Here's real reason they're fighting so hard. If old games still worked, they couldn't resell them to you wrapped in fake nostalgia and ray tracing. If you could host your own server, you wouldn't need to buy into their broken live service model. And if modders could fix games themselves, people might finally realise developers haven't been doing the job since 2014. This isn't about safety, it's not about tech, it's not even about money, it's about control. They want a system where you own naught, where every game is temporary. Where they can turn off your childhood with a back-end update and call it progress. And second people start waking up to that, they panic. They hire PR firms, they grease regulators, and they act like we're unreasonable ones for wanting thing we paid for to fucking work. Now let's get into bloody hypocrisy parade that is pirate software. They've helped kick off Stop Killing Games. Got petition moving, made noise when noise were needed. Fair play for that. But somewhere along the way, they went soft, bent knee to compromise, started pushing the idea that maybe we don't need private servers, maybe we don't need offline modes, Maybe all we really need is a little disclaimer telling people it's just a license. A little honesty, a little transparency, job done. Are you kidding me? That's not a solution. That's a bloody warning label on a scam. That's like printing "this is not real food" on a microwave meal full of sawdust and acting like you solved obesity. It don't fix problem. It just lets problem breathe easier in court. We don't want your awareness campaigns. We want actual access. We want game we paid for to work in 5 years from now without having to dig through archive forums and sketchy mod sites. We want to stop seeing games vanish into thin air like they never existed because some executive in a suit couldn't squeeze another microtransaction out of them. And here's real kicker. By settling for these half measures, these little legal nudges, you're helping them normalise con. You're helping them turn a broken promise into a feature. They slap a sticker on box that says, "You don't own it." That don't make it honest. That makes it legally bulletproof. That makes it permanent. Pirate Software might have kicked on its nest, but now they're standing there holding a mop while restaurants are still swinging bats. That ain't good enough. Not now. Not when industry's already loading next line to chamber. Let's tear into excuse machine now. Every time gamers ask for basic access, for preservation, for game they bought to still bloody work, industry spins up this pantomime routine like clockwork. Too expensive, too risky, might cause confusion, might hurt brand. Shut hell up. Nintendo's gearing out 4 generations of classics for 63p a month and still has enough money to sue fan mods off planet. Sony's serving up Ubisoft's entire back catalogue on a silver platter and anti-imploded. These aren't start-up experiments. These are billion-pound publishers showing it can be done. So when EA and Ubisoft say it's too hard, what they really mean is it's too inconvenient for shareholder spreadsheet. And then they play it safety card, emotional bait, tech sub-story, private servers are dangerous, they say, mods are a security risk, players might get hurt. Bullshit. Private servers have existed since dawn of multiplayer. Modders have kept games alive longer than devs who made them. I thought most played games on PC were built off modding scene. But now suddenly it's too risky cause what? Players might have fun without being monetized every 45 seconds? What's really going on is fear. They're scared. Scared of a world where players don't need publishers' permission to revisit old games. Scared of a world where modders can fix what devs broke. Scared of a world where preservation works so well, nobody needs next 70 quid cash grab with fresh core to microtransactions. And that fear drives propaganda, drives tech down, drives lobbyists whispering into ears of regulators about copyright and safety while their own games are riddled with exploit holes and abandoned content. This isn't about safety, it's about sabotage. It's about killing past to protect a broken future they can still charge for. It's part they really don't want you to think about. You're already paying too much and getting less every year. Let's break it down, cause numbers don't lie, but publishers do. Game Pass Ultimate is 15 quid a month. PS Plus Premium is $13.49. Switch Online Family Plan, $5 a month if you annualise it. That's $33.49 per month total, or just under 330 quid a year. And for that, you're getting access to hundreds of games across every platform. Indies, AAA, retro, couch co-op, online. You and your mates all playing for less than the cost of 5 brand new AAA titles. And what's alternative? You buy 1 or 2 AAA games a year at 70 quid a pop. You think you're being smart, careful, selective, but then hidden charges creep in. You're already paying $6.99 a month for online access. That's another 80 quid a year just for privilege of using multiplayer you already paid for. Microtransactions, cosmetic packs, battle passes. Don't pretend you've never dropped a tenner here, a $5 there. It adds up. You're paying same or more as a full subscription model, but for less freedom, less content, less control. Before you've even loaded your first game, you've already bought another one. That's how rigged it is. They built systems so that casual players think they're dodging cost, but they're still bleeding cash through walls. It's not just expensive, it's insulting, because they know you'll pay it. Not because it's worth it, but because you've got no other choice. They've made sure of that. You want value, you want access, subs are already a smarter option. Even with all the flaws, they're still better than dropping 70 quid for a hostage situation with a UI. And here's worst part, you're still getting rinsed unless you go for top tiers. Those base level online passes, the biggest scam of all. They charge you just to unlock what used to come free in a bloody box. And if you're still defending that, you're not frugal, you're just mugged and smiling. Let's close this with only way it should be closed. We're booked at throat and a torched at rulebook. They told us stop killing games were a protest. Nah, it's a warning. Cause if this industry keeps gutting its own legacy, if it keeps deleting titles, killing servers, gaslighting preservation, and charging us more for less, we're done playing nice. You want to treat games like content? Fine, then we'll treat publishers like parasites. You want to sell licenses instead of products? Good, then stop pretending this is ownership and call it what it is. Controlled access wrapped in a loyalty tax. Because this fate ain't about what's legal, it's about what's right. And they know they've already lost moral ground. That's why they're panicking. That's why lobbyists are screaming. That's why PR teams are working overtime to spin safety stories and technical barriers. They're not protecting you, they're protecting their ability to resell you your own memories. But we're not buying it anymore, and we're not shutting up either. Join Discord, follow on X, consider a channel membership. Get us better mics and more legal firepower. Smash like it, subscribe, drop your comments and questions below. I'll be reading with whiskey and spite, and I'll see you next time, you magnificent.